We are unbeatable, we'll train until we meet our goal. The stakes are high, no we won't fold, because we are unbeatable. We are unbeatable, we'll train until we meet our goal. The stakes are high, no we won't fold, because we are unbeatable.
Welcome to the world of Pokemon. Thank you guys so much for joining me on today's episode of Unbeatable, as all three of our trainers are laid out on the ground outside of the Pokemon Tower as they have just defeated a rank 6 Spiritomb, though not without injury to their own Pokemon. They are currently being talked at by one Mr. Fuji Jr., the caretaker of the Pokemon Tower, as he has started their tour without much regard for the fact that they and their Pokemon are still very injured.
I would like to, while the autoplay tour that we're getting is starting, I'm going to take my Pokemon over to the Pokemon Center to get them to be healed because they hurt, and I don't want them to hurt as much. Bowie's definitely knocked out, but the other two can just kind of get like rezzed up a little bit. Yeah,
you guys can absolutely leave your injured Pokemon there, and as you guys are going, Coryne, ding, 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 ding. You hear a ringing in your pocket as your phone has started ringing.
Hello?
What did you send to our lab? As Poppy's voice comes through the phone. Coryne, why is there a Spiritomb sitting in my healing cradle? Didn't you just get a different Pokemon today? And you also texted me yesterday that you were in like mortal peril.
Okay, listen, Linda, listen. Let me tell you something. A lot has happened, and I'm so sorry. Please don't open that, okay? And I'm just gonna FaceTime her. Okay. Yeah. So
hey,
that
Poppy.
happened. We found that. Oh yeah.
Hi, person.
Oh my God. This is DJ. This is Poppy, my best friend. Poppy, this is DJ.
I love that jacket. Like, Poppy sort of like half yells through the phone.
Oh, thank you. And she gonna like brush a like braid behind her ear.
With the like video call, you can see that this person has like this like pink and purple striped hair with like a similar colored like Hawaiian shirt with little green splotches as well, with a lab coat over top and a pair of glasses, and she kind of is like,
oh, I'm
like,
obsessed with your shirt. That's so cute.
Oh, thanks. DJ, yes, thank you so much. 100%. I appreciate that.
Wow, record.
You're doing great, Poppy.
It took a second. I'm sorry about that. No, I was mostly calling to yell at my dumb, stupid friend.
Wow.
But I'm so nice to see you guys.
First of all, rude. Second of all, yes, I did get the Dragonair today. I'm really nervous about it. But
my
that
dumb, stupid honor.
Spiritomb, we just caught and captured that because Seth got like 15 million kajillion Cubone to knock on the outer wall of the Pokemon Tower in Lavender. So that's where we're at right now.
Surprisingly, very good at working together as a team.
Is the tower still standing?
Oh, yeah, it was just one brick.
I flipped the camera. Okay. Yeah, it's fine.
Oh, okay, it's just one brick. That's fine. That's okay. All the Pokemon inside dead. They're just...
It was a load bearing.
They're already dead anyway.
Let me tell that to the Cubone and Golbat that live in there. As you guys are having this conversation, it is hard not to notice that, like, while you were having your big explosive battle in this very small town, most of the townsfolk had, like, exited their homes to look at the battle that was happening. And in fact, the other three trainers that were there who chose to stay sitting at their little dinner at the Pokemon Center.
Y'all just standing there!
You guys look.
What the fuck? Bitches. All of them are bitches. DJ's gonna look over.
Help, huh?
Y'all joking?
Diane looks up. Huh? What?
Oh, nothing. You look
okay,
mighty nice today.
You great.
Was the sandwich okay?
Oh my God, who's on that phone? I love that hair. You see the pink-haired person talking to the pink-haired person?
Jeez.
I turned the phone so that they can't see.
Wait, they were talking nice about my hair.
Don't even worry about it.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, I was just calling because you only call me when bad things happen, and you didn't even tell me when the Spiritomb showed up. And I'm the one who has to take care of it.
In her defense, Poppy, it was seconds ago. We didn't know that the stone thing that was there was kind of like an explosion of like dark energy, and it was a lot to happen. So I apologize that the first thing we didn't do was
no, Seth, you're responsible. I understand that. Thank you.
Yeah,
but by the same token, we weren't tapping on the building.
Yeah, that's what I heard from the Cubone. Is it sounds like you were looking for this thing, but you know what, Seth? I'm sure that you handled it responsibly and with a lot of care. And I bet you, if it had been heading to the cornucopia daycare, I bet you would have given your parents heads up.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Means a lot, Poppy.
Yeah.
Well, we got a tour to go to, so
yeah,
Coryne was just dead on the floor, and I was getting dragged
say hi to
by
Mr. Fuji for me.
Okay.
It's Mr. Fuji Jr.
Oh no, not we're
Junior.
friends, so I don't need to toss the junior on there.
What?
Who do you think
Junior?
introduced him to his assistant?
The honorific?
Oh,
Well, yeah.
I reckon, Poppy, we need to talk more.
I would love that. Coryne, give my phone number to this person. Maybe they'll call me.
All right, Poppy, we gotta go. Goodbye.
This is just talking to Aaron.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we gotta go.
I like how I'm getting flamed over here.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
You're on one
Yeah.
hit point and you're getting flamed.
Look at this from Poppy's point of view. You don't reach out for weeks. Text her last night. Hey, this awful thing is happening in this town and I'm really fucked up about it. Don't tell her anything else the next day. Then drop a monster at her door.
I guess I could be a little better at communication.
A little bit. Yeah, but you guys can head back to the Pokemon Tower, where a lot of people, now that the battle is kind of finished, it's like, oh, that was a Pokemon battle. And honestly, it seems like the townsfolk probably have a little bit kinder of an outlook to you guys, because your battle lasted a couple seconds, like maybe a minute or two. You still in the distance can hear from Route 10 up north of you.
Oh my god.
Well, I mean, Perry
Perry.
makes loud Pokemon attack. Their team's strong. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you can head back to the Pokemon Tower, where Mr. Fuji Jr. has not paused the opening speech, nor has he particularly noticed that you've disappeared. And is just sort of like, and now the beginning of the tower was when this and this and this happened. And you were given a much more informative tour at the beginning of it, as Dr. Bones takes his stick and starts to point at the different objects with little like plaques and all the different like tombs. And it's way more informative.
DJ's furiously writing notes.
Frivolously
So
writing
much.
down notes.
I mean, it's also frivolous, but
Yeah, it's true. It's true. You can Google most of this. Yeah. So you guys start taking your tour, and DJ would be one of the first to note this, because DJ was the one who was most excited for this. But there's a very big lack of ghosts on your ghost tour. Can everyone please roll me a Pokemon handling check, or Pokemon handling check, please.
I rolled a 7.
7. Okay.
12.
12.
22.
22.
Hey, yo.
Shout out to Mr. Low Rolls over here.
Damn.
I roll where it counts.
Yeah, as you guys are walking around. Yeah, Coryne and DJ, you both note that like a lot of the Pokemon on the tower, like the Golbats that are up in the corners, like the Cubones that would be walking around, kind of like are shying away from you a little bit. And it's like you're not sure what's going on. But Seth, it is you who, when you first see like a purple clawed hand come out from behind a column, and another one come out from behind that column, and then you see Hunter. And then there is this like wide mouth, long tongued, spiky, misty Pokemon that appears. It looks at you and gets ready to scare. And then you see its eyes glance down at Mimikyu, who your eyes also go down, and you see that the little Pokemon in the stuffed animal, the two little eyes, have these two little droplets of water that have appeared in the corners, and it's looking around, and it's so scared. And Hunter goes, Hunter, and goes back behind the corner.
I think seeing that they don't want to scare this tiny little baby of a Pokemon, Seth is going to kind of break away from the front of the group and separate himself a little bit, but play that like unsuspecting victim person that would be getting scared, like falling into, whoa, is that really a severed hand in the middle of the road?
And the little ghost hand like flips over and starts crawling across the ground. Yeah, go ahead and roll me a Pokemon handling check. Fucking take 2 advantages. Go for it.
Oh
Yes!
my god, that's so funny.
That's gonna be terrible. That's better. That's an explosion. That's another explosion on that one. And then there's the second advantage. That is going to be a 16.
Nice.
16's pretty good. So
D4s.
there is a moment where Seth, you've kind of gone off on your own, and you're like, "Whoa, I hope I don't get scared." And there is a moment where your apron just sort of over the top of your head from the front, and you're Hunter trying to scare the shit out of you.
That was you got me there.
Hunter.
Okay.
And it's like very happy that you're giving it like
Give him a high
like very like good reactions. It sort of goes like
Okay. Yes, we got it. Good. Locked in. Okay.
You all can, by the way, hear this as you see Seth has like started playing with like a couple of the Haunter, and you see like little ghastly come out of the corners and reappear from the purple mist that they seem to normally travel as. These like dark, like spherical Pokemon.
As DJ watches Seth do that, she's gonna join in, but I think she's a little too giddy. Like, I think she's just like something I'll try and scare, and she'll be like,
You're so lame. You're so lame.
She's such a dork. She's so happy.
Oh
but
my
she's
God.
also like not a spookable person. Like, she doesn't get creeped out. She doesn't really get spooked out. So she's just so excited. She's like bouncing up and down. She's like, "Oh, I hope something doesn't jump out and scare me." Like, she's not.
The Haunter goes Hunter, and it like turns and goes the other way.
Wait. Look, and she's gonna. I'm really excited to see you, and she's gonna
Hunter!
like,
And it like jumps at you. Hunter.
and she's gonna roll up her sleeves, and she's gonna show like she's got the Haunter claws. She's got a big tongue running down her
Wait,
forearm.
in that like sleeve tattoo that
in
you
the
got going
sleeve
on, the
tattoo,
ghost one?
yeah. So she's her sleeves are all the way rolled up, but she'll pull her arm
Bro.
fully out for the cutoff sleeve. And she's got like the claw marks going down her shoulder. She's got a tongue on her forearm. She's got the Cubone, or not the Cubone, the Marowak staff that's on fire. She's like, she's got mischievous stuff. Like, she's got everything. And like wispies are everywhere for the Ghastlies. So she's just like, she's showing it off, and she's just excited to be interacting with these Pokemon.
Unlike Dr. Bones, Haunter obsessed with their little representations. He sees the tongue and he goes, Hunter, Hunter, and he's just like pointing it to the other Haunters. He goes, Hunter, Hunter, and it like makes like big eyes at you to like scare the shit out of you. And that is like sort of most of the walk up the tower, as like Mr. Fuji Jr. never stops talking during that whole time. He goes, and then this floor was added as an addition in this century when we needed to move up to this. And he's like, he's still just going. But he is at his heart a Pokemon fanatic, so multiple times he won't stop talking, but he'll stop paying attention to what he's talking about, and he'll like look over and be like, "Oh yes, that Haunter is very good," and he'll just like keep going with it.
He's a very good boy. I like that Haunter a lot.
Mr. Fuji Jr., I have a question.
You can wait for after the tour.
How much longer of the tour do we have?
2 minutes.
Sure.
All right. Well, there's nothing historically relevant on the top floor other than the remains of what was once the Kanto radio tower. However, look at this view, and he like looks out, and as you get to the 4th floor, there is like open windows that kind of like go off in all the cardinal directions, where the Pokemon Tower is the tallest thing around for like a really long time. And you can see that like in every direction, the world just kind of exists. Like, you can see everywhere. It's fantastic. It reminds you when 2 of you were up in the sky on top of those Pidgeot back over by Route like 21, I think is what it was.
Yep.
Yeah. He goes, all right, now the tour is done. What was your question?
It's dark, right? Outside?
It is very much dark. It is post sunset. Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, I saw in an article that there was a Pokemon that was causing trouble here a while back.
Yes, that was Rotom. It was haunting our lawnmower and pesticide sprayer and other such things. But we gave it to a trainer who was passing by who helped us out with it. Why do you ask?
Oh, that was it. I'm just curious.
Oh.
How'd that go?
Well, It was fine. You'll have to watch the rest of the one shot on the Unbeatable YouTube channel to see how it really went.
But that means it's gonna be edited before this is up, baby.
I already started, Matt. I
know.
Matt. Yeah.
I just need to lock you into something.
Yeah. That's fair. But if you want, I can put you in contact with that trainer one of these days.
Oh, that would be cool.
Absolutely.
You had said that you had Dr. Bones, obviously, but
Marowak.
You said there was another Pokemon that you had that it didn't.
Yes, I did say at the end of the tour. All right. Come on out, Barry. And you see at this point, he tosses a little Pokeball, and you see another little Ghastly appear. But instead of the purple mist, it is a bright baby blue as this shiny Ghastly looks around. He goes, and that's him. He's there. You've met him. Huh.
Oh,
That's really cute. Barry.
nice to meet you. And I'll just put my hand
Hi,
in
Barry.
Barry, like you're like between its eyes, and it kind of like drifts back and just licks the whole inside of your hands.
I love that.
I'm never gonna.
And then the spit disappears after a second.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Ghastly.
You are a very pretty color.
Ghastly.
Look at you. You're so handsome. I'm just so
Ghastly,
smitten to be
yes.
here with you.
Ghastly.
I like him. Why didn't you bring him out quicker?
This is why. And you see the Ghastly turns to the other Ghastly and goes, Ghastly, and immediately starts to like open its mouth and starts chasing the other Ghastly around like it's gonna try and eat it. It's
So
like
he's a
big-
menace.
it's like big fish in a little tank sort of thing of just like
Oh my god.
and before it can eat the other Ghastly, he like returns.
Jesus.
Good call.
I
Never mind.
see.
That makes sense.
Well, I assume that fulfills my part of the bargain. Feel free to stick around, do what you will. I assume you have a few hours before you head back down to Dude's house.
Yeah, this is a really good tour, and thank you, Dr. Bones, for pointing out all of the information.
Marowak gives you like a deep, respectful bow, like is appreciative that you appreciate him. I saw a hand up from
It's a
Coryne.
thankless job.
It is a thankless fucking job.
Does Coryne know about the whose tomb we were in with the books?
It was said to all of you. This would be information that you all have.
Okay. Corinne's just gonna pipe up and be like, actually, I also had a question for you, Mr. Fuji Jr.
Yes, and you see he's already like halfway down the staircase, like he was ready to fucking bounce when he
Wait,
hit the door.
So we had organized those books as you had asked, but we had also noticed that tomb belonged to somebody named Giovanni. Do you know who that is?
Nope. But I can, if you give me some time, provide you with records of whoever purchased that plot.
That
Yeah.
would be incredible.
Absolutely. Well, if that's all, I assume you'll do that, Dr. Bones. He goes, Marowak.
At that point, when Corinne finds out that Marowak is doing it, Corinne drops into like a full knees on the ground bow. Like, thank you so much.
He gives you like a soft little bonk with the flaming stick, like enough to like, you understand the pain you're causing me sort of thing.
I'm so sorry.
And then it looks over at DJ and goes, Marowak.
You want a bonk?
She's gonna deal.
Gives you a little bit healthier and a little bit harder of a dunk on the head.
She's
You
still
don't
wearing
feel
the
the ghostly
construction hat
flames,
from
yeah.
Seth, so it's fine.
Bunk, bunk. That's true.
And I think she's gonna hold out her pen to Dr. Bones and hold out her notebook and be like, would you like to sign it? It would be my honor.
Marowak. And it's gonna go over and just, and then from 2 floors below you hear, Bones, this way.
What
I need you to open the door.
Dude can move.
Man is hustling.
Oh my
if Matt taught me
God.
anything, man can move.
That's
His
funny.
agility die may be the lowest, I think, but
Yeah.
That's funny.
But that's not how Matt narrated it.
he knows his way around this tower.
Yeah, but basically you guys are left on the top floor with basically the option of when you're ready to leave and go to the thing, you can. So you can spend this time playing with ghost types, enjoying the view. Really quickly, does anyone want to look in any of the directions on the tower itself with all of the open windows? Because it sort of points north,
Yes.
east, west, and
Dark,
south.
really
but I
quick.
mean, yeah, if we're able to.
Well, so it's dark at night, but that doesn't mean that there's no light. There are
yeah.
stars, there are things to be seen. In fact, in one of the directions, there might be a fair amount of light, actually.
North. Perry.
Actually, no, actually. As
South?
you sort of glance, no, it's the west. Let me get
Oh.
there.
Oh, we're guessing. I thought it was the guessing segment of the game. We do that every
When has
session.
there ever been a guessing segment?
Every session.
Every
actually.
episode that you've let any of us be on.
Yes.
Okay, fair enough. Oh shit, I forgot to have you guys roll for something last session. So can you guys, each of you can roll me one of these now. Can each of you roll me a d6, please?
5.
4.
3.
Shut up.
Only
That's
Kenna
I actually
procced
did
it
get a
once
3.
again.
Let's go.
Once again, only Kenna procced it. Okay, good
Oh
to know.
my
So that's going to add another to that running total.
What do you mean?
Why do you mean? See,
What do
question
you
segment.
How do you mean?
When do
Who do you mean?
When do you mean? That's a good
When
one.
you mean?
did you mean?
Where do you mean?
For hoops, do you mean?
Whumpst do you mean?
Okay, well, I'm gonna start heading down the stairs. Toot, 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 toot.
Professor, Mimic, you still with me?
Yeah, it's still just been kind of chilling.
Okay. I'm gonna kneel down from 5 feet away. Because apparently that's our distance.
And it keeps that distance, man. It's
I
like
know,
an
I
exact
believe it.
number. You could use that to measure rooms with how accurate that 5 feet is.
Now here's a question for the professor as well. Can you Is there a type of Pokeball that is especially ghosty? And if so, would they sell it in Lavender Town?
No, there is no specific sort of ghost type ball. There's like luxury balls, friend balls, things like that might be better to use. Assuming this Pokemon agrees to come with you, unless you're going to forcibly capture it.
I'm not going to forcibly capture it.
Okay.
Coryne, could I think DJ's going to look at Coryne and say, now, I know, could I borrow your friend ball and get you back next time we're somewhere where there's a friend ball?
Yeah, you don't even have to give me back. Here. I just kind of took one of Seth's legendary balls, so whoops.
You do owe me.
Sorry, Seth.
All right.
Seth,
Well,
was
thank
you
you.
definitely fucking serious? You owe me money.
That won't cheat. That won't a cheap ball.
You got it.
That's funny. I think that DJ's gonna take the friend ball and set it down on the floor and take a step back. To 2.5 feet so that it's directly in the middle of both of us. And just say to did Aaron freeze or is he just really still?
I'm
just
sure
really
still.
still.
Okay.
I was disassociating as I was listening to you talk. I'm going to be
Okay,
honest.
so sorry. We're gonna try again.
Okay.
So I'm gonna take the friend ball, and DJ's gonna put it on the ground, 2.5 feet in between her and the Mimikyu, and take a step back.
Okay.
And just kind of kneel down and sit crisscross to be more on its level, and just say, "I don't know when we're gonna be back. I would love to have you come along, if you'd be wanting to. I have a real nice Pokeball here for you. It should be nice and cozy. It's called the Friend Ball. I like to think we're friends now. So
It blinks once and looks at you.
if you would like to, you're welcome to use this Pokeball as a partial new home, though I like to say home's where the heart is and the heart travels with us. So, you're always at home on the road.
Okay.
But you're welcome to join. I would love to have you. We would love to have you.
Give him the food.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, and I'll also put a small satchel of ghost food down.
Bribery acceptable. We appreciate this. We take
I
those here.
learned from
We
Seth.
take those here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
The Mimikyu kind of looks at you. Its little black eyes in the center of the Stuffle stomach sort of look at you, and it blinks twice, but it doesn't move forward to the Pokeball, but it also doesn't move away from you either.
Okay, you're sending some mixed signals, so I'm going to ask another clarifying question. Can you blink twice if you would like for me to open up this Pokeball for you? And can
It
you...
keeps your gaze steady during that sentence.
DJ, maybe if it's staying 5 feet away from you, step 2.5 feet back, and then it'll just move towards the Pokeball.
Oh, right. And I'll take some steps back.
It does not approach the Pokeball, but it does stay at that distance from you and walk around the
Beam it in the
Pokeball.
face then.
Okay.
Coryne.
I'm confused.
Can you roll me a Pokemon handling, or actually no, roll me an empathy check, please,
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
to pick up on the vibes it's attempting to send you.
Do you explode on a D20?
Yeah,
You
you do.
Oh my god.
Is charm your highest fucking thing? Oh, is empathy?
You said
can be
empathy.
Int. Never mind. Yeah, you're right. I forgot the empathy could be int. I'm stupid.
So
If
I
you think
rolled.
we're not taking the highest dice.
I'm stupid. I'm dumb. I'm
Do
stupid.
you want me to roll charm? I can roll charm.
No, fuck that, dude.
Okay.
Do whatever's best for you.
I rolled a 31 with just the dice, plus 1 for empathy, so 32, plus my badges, which are 4, so 36.
Sort of, as it walks around the ball, you sort of get the intention it's sending you. It is comfortable with you. It wants to stay with you. It does not want to be caught yet.
Okay. You know what?
That is
I can
very
work
much
with
the
that.
vibe it is sending you.
As long as you're comfortable walking, as long as your little legs work.
Sends you 2 blinks.
All right.
Great. So I think
With
we're
the
going to keep
36
going with this, where 2 blinks is yes and 1 blink is no. Like
With
2
the
blinks is
36, you realize
affirmative.
that's how it's been communicating to you the whole time.
That's kind of what I assumed. So DJ is just, and if you need me to clarify, you just keep staring just like that, and I can just keep talking. My daddy always says that. That's mighty
For the
rude.
audio listeners, I blinked a single time.
It's rude. Whatever.
Now that we know how he answers questions, are these shoes cool? And I'll kind of point out my Croco Crocs.
Does not blink either way. Okay, well then, real quick.
Too impressed, I get it.
So, this technically would not necessarily be revealed yet, but we have a couple things to roll for both Spiritomb and Mimikyu, because even though Mimikyu is not being caught, we still need to have these stats around. Kenna and Torie, can each of you roll me 2d6 and keep them separate for me, re-rolling 6s?
Do you want this on the episode?
I would like this in the episode, please.
You do
This
would
is
like
this
this.
is. I would like this. I would like this, Sam. I am.
I do would like this. Yes, it can.
A
Yeah.
1 and a 2.
A 1 and a 2.
It's gonna be a neutral.
That is interesting for this Pokemon. No, the only times it's neutral is if you roll the same number.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. And then Kenna.
Okay, a 5 and a 1.
5 and a 1. Okay. So 5 and that's also very ironic for this Pokemon. So to clarify, Mimikyu is considered bold for Mimikyu. It is a plus defense
brave.
minus attack nature,
brave.
which might explain why this Mimikyu is so okay with just like walking everywhere.
Yeah.
The
Wait.
really funny thing, yep,
Sorry, you said a plus and minus what?
it's plus defense minus attack.
Thank you.
And then even more ironically, Spiritomb, again considered against all other Spiritomb, this one is considered timid. It's
why do I have
plus
so many
speed
timid
minus
Pokemon?
attack.
You roll high, Kenna. You roll high.
And
You
then
roll
really
high.
low for some reason.
All right,
God.
let's see here.
And then-
Let me
Can you
save all
reiterate
that.
what timid does again?
Timid is plus speed minus attack. So this is going to have a D6 for its speed versus a D4.
Which is hilarious.
fast.
considering
I will send
I
you guys
know.
your sheets over after the session. I don't think they'll
Yeah, that's
come up
fine.
during this session.
That's cool.
But I needed that rolled.
What's
and
that
also
at the bottom of the tower, Graham.
Torie, we need that'd be fucking
A
hilarious if
D100?
Graham was here. Yeah, go ahead and roll me a D100. Because you actually, Kenna, you should also be rolling this for me. We're
11?
gonna roll to see if your Pokemon is bigger or smaller than normal. And you said 11. Pulling up my UPD right
I have
now.
a 30% higher chance of finding an unusually small version of that Pokemon. And if
And
it
I'm
is,
fairly
it has
certain.
an egg move.
Let me double check my Pygmies and Kings rules in the Pokemon UPD section. Let's see here. On a dot. Okay. And then what did you roll, Kenna?
93.
ooh.
93. Okay.
There's a fucking massive Spiritomb.
So, normally an 11 would not be considered a Pygmy Pokemon. However, your Mimikyu, because it was spotted by Cute is Cute is better is the name of your ability?
It's called Tiny is Cute.
Tiny's cute is what it is, yeah. Which basically gives you a 30% higher chance of running into smaller Pokemon. Canonically, your Mimikyu is one size category smaller than it should be.
Just a bunch of little guys. My
Just
army
a
of
bunch
little
of little
guys.
guys. But it's funny because the Stuffle is the same size, so he's doing extra work to carry this Stuffle around.
Strong.
And Kenna, your Spiritomb is canonically one size larger than it should be. So that like big, like voluminous cloud that I was talking about was only that big because that's how big this Spiritomb is. That means it's an extra Angie one. So just letting you know, it's not considered a king size because it is only one size larger and not two sizes larger.
Okay.
It's really ironic that the biggest Pokemon you have is the only one you physically can't ride anywhere.
Yeah.
That's really funny.
Pioneers used to ride these
Is
babies for miles.
Miles.
So it's considered large?
It is considered larger, a size category larger. I do not remember Spiritomb's size normally. It's normally size medium, so it's size large. So like in its normal ghost form, it's like as big as you are.
Oh, wow.
Terrifying.
Yeah.
Dang.
Terrifying.
Yeah. In its
why
ghost form. The rock
killed
is still
us.
this big. The rock is still as big as a Pokeball.
Big enough for Thornton to hug.
Big enough for Thornton to hug. Yes, I need one more D100 roll from each of you.
Is this going to be my first girly pop?
I don't know.
84?
It's another boy.
That's
39.
okay. I already have a name for it.
It's another
picked
boy.
out.
It's another boy. Okay, and then what about you, Kenna?
39.
39? This is a girl on your team.
Oh,
She wrathful. She wrathful.
The Queen
Okay.
Anne's revenge.
Yeah. Okay.
I have one more thing for the Mimikyu.
Okay, what's your one more thing?
I kind of say, okay, like you can walk around. I pick up the friend ball and I give it back to Coryne. Because do you want me to hold on to it? Or I figure he'll tell me when he's ready.
Okay.
And then she's gonna kind of look back at him and say, I reckon I gotta call you something. Would you be okay with me giving you a nickname for now? No, not yet. Okay, two blinks. How would you feel? My team's got a real fun vibe going on. And she does kind of like the soccer mom's shoulder wiggle. She's like,
One blink.
oh,
No vibe.
okay, well, not a vibe, but
It one blinks again, and then the Stuffle does the like little shoulder
The little
that you were doing is telling you not to dance. He was telling you don't dance.
she goes, oh, all right. Well, my team's got a fun thing going on where you're a little guy and I'm a little guy and they're all little guys. And, you know, we say they're small, but they pack a punch, kind of like peppers. And so they're all named after peppers. How would you like the name Rakoto?
2 blinks.
We call you Rocco, or Rock for short, whatever you like.
8 blinks at the Rocco bit.
Rocco?
Yeah. 8
right.
blinks. It's got something in its eyes. It's going,
All right, Rocco, I like
It's an
that.
EDM concert happening outside from out just blinking.
And I would like to clarify, I'm calling him Rakoto because that type of pepper is specifically very deceiving. They look like a bell pepper, but they taste like a habanero pepper. They're very spicy. And so
Looks like a bell pepper, tastes like a habanero.
yeah. So I figure
Yeah.
it's good because it's deceivingly cute. And will kill you if you look inside of it. So that's
That's true.
Like a
That's
habanero.
it's
yeah, I know
kinda
we said no
really
death in
weird.
this game, guys, but you know, we do have a canonical death thing now.
Yeah. But that's it. So DJ's just gonna go, all right, Rocco, let's go.
All right. With what I was saying for the windows real quick before we leave, just because I know that was something that we touched on and I wanted you guys to get to real quick. With the actual like view, because you guys did spend several hours, we're going to fast forward time to the time where you need to head down to talk to Dude. During that time, you guys looked out. I'm going to go ahead and just start in a direction and go from there.
Yeah.
To the west, I think, is the most like viewable sort of thing, where out from the tower you can see past the canyons that end at the end of town and into like the forest and fields that exist leading out to Route 8, where there is like a white-yellow glow on the horizon. And those of you who are familiar with Kanto's like layout would know that you can even hear miles away see the lights of Saffron City, the largest city in Kanto. It is a massive metropolis in the distance. So even from here, you can see it. To the south, you can see Route 12, the Silence Bridge that you were on earlier this morning, and even Dude's house. Actually, from this distance, you can see a little bump on Silence Bridge as it like continues on the ocean side next to the cliffs. To the east is open ocean. It is open sea, and it's a little freaking terrifying kind of at night because it just kind of disappears into the night sky. Any of you who were particularly interested in the Guardian of the Sea can't help but imagine like that thing is out there somewhere in the ocean. And then finally, to the north, can everyone roll me an intelligence die, please?
You know I can.
We love intelligence dice.
I do love intelligence. Oh, not today. I don't.
I watched 2 people recoil from their dice just now. It's all on you, Seth.
Terrifying.
All of my desk.
It's all on you.
Where did it actually go? Hold on.
Oh no!
We ain't seeing.
Should I
Shit.
call it how it lands or?
No, just pick it up and put it back in your tray.
Oh, it was like a 9 too. That sucks.
I really thought you were
The
going-
wizard staff off the wall.
Oh my god! I really thought
Here,
when
roll
you
a
said,
D20.
"Should I call it?" I thought you meant like here, dicey.
Yeah, I got a tile
Should I
in
call
my
it?
dice. Okay. That's pretty
Okay.
good.
Everybody give me your intelligence rolls.
4.
How do we do those big bad nat ones?
Oh, that's just a 1 plus your badges.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're not D&D. We're cooler.
Yeah, we're cooler
Yeah.
than D&D.
5.
12.
Damn, you and I both.
12.
rolled a
Okay,
one.
12. All right. You guys are all, I think one of the reasons that you two don't notice the stuff to the north is mostly because like to the east and west is both so mesmerizing of either the brilliant lights of saffron in the distance or the deep dark ocean in the other direction. And it's sort of like this like interesting duality of like light and dark that exists on both horizons. But Seth, you know, at one point you're kind of like the haunter have sort of settled down for a while to go haunt the townsfolk outside of the tower, and you know they're kind of gone for now. And you glance out of the tower at one point to the north, and with a 12, you would note that you can see the canyons to the north that eventually lead to what looks like an overhang of rock. That from here you can tell that is the entrance to Rocky Tunnel. And you see one flashlight for half a second before it disappears down into Rocky Tunnel. Yeah. But as you're looking up that way, you also are somebody who was recently talking about Route 10. And even from here, you cannot see the power plant that you know is somewhere around there that you guys were talking about earlier. It is just not visible from where you're at. And you assume, knowing that it's past the start of Rocky Tunnel, it's probably deep in those like winding cliff sides north of you. But unless anyone else has any questions, we are going to go ahead and skip time and move through the tower. Eventually finding our ways to the bottom. You guys continue your way down to Route, I believe, 14. And you get back to Silence Bridge. And by the way, Silence Bridge, way fucking spookier at night. There's like a heavy fog that sort of clings to the bridge. So even though you're stepping on what you know is a floating platform, you cannot see the water to your sides. You can hear the ocean. You can hear it slapping against the cliffside. But you cannot see it. And that makes keeping your balance just a little bit harder as you're trying to move down the Silence Bridge. But eventually around midnight, you see a light glow and you hear the of a fishing rod. He's cranking his rod
Good
at this
God.
point in time in the middle of the night.
That's so funny.
In the middle.
And
of the night.
dude hears you guys approaching and goes, "Oh, hey,
Hey, dude.
you guys are here. I thought you guys might skip out on this."
Oh, no, we just had to fight.
Holy crap, what happened to you guys?
It's okay. We're
Also,
good,
what made you
actually.
think that?
I don't know, trainers sometimes trainers don't have the best reputation in town. That's why we don't have a gym. But cool, it's good to see. But yeah, no. What beach did you guys get eaten by a Gyarados?
No, that would have happened closer to your proximity, but we were instead at the Pokemon Tower, and there was a rock So anyway, where's this Pokemon at?
Oh, it's gonna be down there, and he points to the water that you can see like by his house, because his house is a little bit warmer, so the fog gives it a little bit more of like a barrier. You can hear like an engine going in his house, like keeping his electricity on. And he goes, well, it's gonna be down here, and he sort of like points to the water, and he sort of takes like a glow stick and goes, and then like drops it in the water, and you can see it float down the water. And then it's very distantly down at the bottom. Even though you're right next to the cliffs, you weren't expecting the water to drop down like 30, 40 feet.
Okay.
But I got some wetsuits for you guys, so if you're not gonna like die of hypothermia going down there.
Good call.
You guys do have water types, right? That you can use to like swim around. I should have asked that earlier.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because you're gonna need them for down there.
Yep.
Can Poplio handle that?
Yeah, it's like any Pokemon that's like bigger than like because as long as they can pull you in the
like
water,
a little floaty thing.
Yeah, you just kind of grab the front and it goes. Yeah.
The way that I'm about to use Myrtle like a ski-doo dude.
Ski-doo-doo.
That's funny.
Yeah. So I've got some underwater equipment for you guys to use. The problem is where it likes to hang out. There's like a set of like rocky little pillars and tunnels that go in and out of the cliff, and Gyarados is just too big to get down in there.
Makes sense.
It's like person sized. So. Yeah, they're over here, and he points to like a rack, and then you see that on the other side of his house, where you guys had not yet seen, is a scuba diving equipment rental rack that he's just got there. It's like a little box where people leave cash and they can rent his equipment. And as another thing to mention as well, you guys did stop by the Pokemon Center to grab your Pokemon. Not all of them were fully healed, but if you need to mark some items off of your inventory to finish healing them all the way, they were all at least brought out of fainting or healed if they hadn't fainted. And I know that there were some berries getting tossed around. Was there any important interactions with any of those items that you guys wanted to mention?
Bowie's face is covered in orange berries.
That's just true when berries get eaten in general.
Myrtles.
That's really cute.
I think I'm good.
So at this point, you guys are able to get changed into pretty well-fitting wetsuits. I don't know if any of you have ever actually worn a wetsuit before. It's not necessarily a pleasant experience.
They're super uncomfy.
Especially because, for the most part, to get them to fit properly, you got to get them wet first. So
I think Seth is very comfortable with that, because that's he has to clean the pools and stuff like that at the gym. So he wears them often.
Yeah. The other two, though, you got one who's got no internal body temperature because she's this big, and you got the other one who is midriff McGee. So I don't know what you go.
It's just the fact that I have to put. I'm like. Arms big,
you
legs
over
big,
your muscles.
Just fucking. I have
there
like.
You go.
I was
Coryne
going to say
has to do the thing where she pre-dunks the suit first to get it wet to get it on.
She pre-dunks it in butter so it slides right on. It's fucking.
Somebody go get those Haunter real quick. Get them ectoplasmed up.
No.
That's funny.
Yeah, you guys can all get it on, and after a couple minutes, dude comes back and he goes, "All right, you guys, well, it's just gonna show up, so I'm gonna go inside and hang out. But if you need me for anything, just come knock on the door."
Cool.
Right, we'll do that as we're down there fighting it.
Well, I mean, you can't really call me from underwater.
You have like a little bell. We could pull a string, and it'd be like ding, 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 ding.
I can make something. You'll see a lead go down. I can make something like that work. Yeah, that'll work.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Then he turns around and he goes, "Dude, do you guys all jump in when Seth jumps in, or is it just Seth?"
I think what you'll see my diving process is I'll look to Bowie and I'll say, "Bowie, acclimate." And he's gonna jump in the water and then take a mouthful of the water and then just douse me with it, so my body gets used to the temperature without me having to jump in. And then I'm like, "Okay, I'm good," and then I'll jump in.
Jump down. And you have that scuba equipment too, so you can put that respirator in your mouth. Yeah, he jumps in. Seth is the first one in the water. The other two of you jumping in?
I think the wetsuit's a little bit loose on DJ, and so she's trying to stick it to her skin. She's teeny tiny, so she's trying to stick it to her skin. She's like,
it's a toddler's wetsuit.
I guess we should go. It's cold.
Is there? Oh, I don't have anybody that can heat up the water for us. Smolder won't go in the water.
It's okay. We'll be all right. Here we go.
I'm gonna jump.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's also 1 a.m., so she's tired.
Yeah.
She's tired. It's been a long day. Y'all got up at like 6 or 7 this morning and have been going and fought Spiritomb.
Coryne does actually have a glow stick in their bag, so Corinne's gonna walk over to their bag, crack a glow stick, and then like wrap it around their arm just for
So you have like an on-demand light? Yeah, luckily that's waterproof, so Seth's got that going.
Yeah, and then
I'll put it on my head.
Before Coryne jumps in, Corinne's gonna look out like over the bridge, over the water, just kind of like a last peek and just see if anything is like weird or anything before she jumps in.
Roll me
I don't like how you said that.
a spot hidden check.
For the 35 Gyarados sitting in the water waiting to eat us.
14.
14 is pretty good. You glance around and you don't immediately see any other trainers like following you. You don't see any other Pokemon around the thing. You don't see any other people. You don't see any Pokemon in the sky. It seems pretty quiet.
When we got finished with our meeting,
Abnormally quiet.
and we were leaving, did the other people that had their little like camp stove outside their rooms, were they still there or?
No, it's after midnight. They're definitely in bed at that point.
Okay, all right. So the rooms lights were off and doors were closed.
Yeah. It looked like they were definitely locked up. Like
Gotcha.
you did not see them when you went by, and all their lights were off.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Corinne's gonna sit on the edge of the pier or whatever they're on, and she's gonna just quietly as she can, she's going to slip down into the water and then release Myrtle underwater.
Okay, you all. Can everyone give me a fortitude check with an advantage? Actually, Seth, you don't have to make one for me. The other two of you, can you get me a fortitude check with an advantage because of your wetsuit?
Okay.
Seth, you're good. We've said you have experience with this. You're fine.
Middle name him.
Middle name him. Middle name Waterboy. You're Adam Sandler.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Shark Boy.
15.
I rolled an 8.
Okay. Well,
Gross.
with that, neither of you. Wait, no. What was yours, Kenna?
12 or 15. Sorry.
Okay. So DJ, understandably, does not succeed this roll. DJ is immediately shivering in the water, like. But Coryne, you adjust well enough. It's probably because you actually fill out your wetsuit, whereas DJ kind of swimming in it. The whole reason those work is because they're skin tight. But you guys are easily able to put the respirators in your mouth. You got little tanks on your back. They're not like as big as the big scuba tanks, but they're like little tanks you got going on.
Once we're in, I'm also going to let out Poblano. So sorry.
Okay, and you let out Poblano. No, that's good. That's good to know. I was about to ask. So you guys each have a water type in front of you that is able to sort of like, you see Myrtle sort of back stroking through the water. You can see at this point that Bowie, you've said acclimation mode. So now he's like swirling around you just to make sure that like your blood is still going as you're in the water, Seth. Yeah, you're just kind of there, and you feel like mildly more comfortable with the little current around you.
Yeah.
And Poblano appears, and Poblano's like,
Yo, we in
Poplio! And it sort of like echoes under the water. Poplio's never been in a large body of water ever once in his life.
Oh!
And he's now he's in the ocean for the first time. He's like, Poplio! he's so wilded out right now.
I can't tell if he's loving it or not.
He's not sure if he's loving it or not yet either.
Okay.
He's very much like, this is a lot and very new, and oh my god, there's so many things happening.
Does Seth block this?
Oh, Seth, yeah, definitely clocks this.
Okay, I'm gonna reach out and stop Bowie, and then just point towards Poplio, and I'll say, and just push him over.
DJ, it's a little hard for you to pay attention to everything with your like shivering and stuff. All you see is in the corner of your eye something about as big as you are and like moving very quickly with very sharp teeth, and then stops directly in front of you as you hear crocodile, 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 and he's like talking to Poplio, and Poplio's like, Poplio. She scares the shit out of you. Poplio, way more comforting, is way totally okay with it. And a little bit. Crocodile. But as you guys have everything ready to go, though, you have your 3 water types. Everybody seems a little bit acclimated to the water, though obviously DJ and Poplio and Poblano are the 2 that are sort of like the shortest end of the stick there with preparation for this. Just letting you guys know for the sort of like communication aspect of it, for people, it's going to be, hey, we're using point hand signals and like if we have waterproof phones, using those sort of thing.
Okay.
For your Pokemon,
have.
The bond between trainer and Pokemon is pretty good. I'm going to say this is not going to impede your ability to tell your Pokemon what to do as long as they can see you. That's fine. But you look down and that original glow stick is still at the bottom of the ocean. And it's probably still 20 feet below you guys. Who's taking the lead?
Yeah, boy.
Yeah.
Hey, boy. Okay. Seth, you grab onto the back of like Bowie's like big red spikes and he starts to like pull you down underneath. And you guys follow suit. Coryne with you grabbing onto each bit of Myrtle's shell, and DJ with you sort of like hanging onto the back flipper of Poblano. And you guys down into the water, and it's getting dark quick. Mm-hmm. Like it was like, there was a little bit of starlight when you're up at the top. It's getting a lot darker, a lot quicker. You guys can tell that the 2 glow sticks that are equipped and the flashlight are basically the only light down here. But as you guys get closer, you can see that there are a series of like nets that have been dropped below the Silence Bridge above you guys. And very quickly, you can tell what dude was talking about. Most of these nets have been like kind of ripped up, kind of torn up. The remnants of like the like little like non-Pokemon fish and crabs that were in them sort of like torn up. You see like little remnants of them, but not a lot else. And now it becomes a game of just trying to find where the Pokemon that did this is and see if it comes back. Does anyone have a particular check that they would like to try? Any strategy they would like to attempt? Anything they would like to do other than just sitting here and waiting?
Yeah, I'd like to do a tracking check if I can. And basically going from what I can see of the net and its different pieces that are either like ripped or shredded, if it's the most recent like attack that has happened on it, and see if I can find like a correlation to potentially the Pokemon itself, if I can make any other type of recollection now that I can see its handiwork, to know what Pokemon this might be and its patterns. I rolled an 8.
8 is actually really not bad.
Oh.
With what you can tell, I mean, you got to remember this game, single digits sometimes is the max people can roll in this game. But it's not fantastic.
Fight a rank 6 ghost rock that's mollywopping you across the field.
I mean, yeah, the minimum it could roll was 7. But as you are looking around, it is pretty easy to tell that, like, obviously something about the size that was described, maybe like 3 to 4 feet long, that came through here and started ripping things up. It looks like, based off of the remnants, it has been about 24 hours since something came through here, just based off what you can tell. It's like, oh, that looks about right for the time that it was described. It doesn't necessarily give you a super good idea of direction in terms of like where anything may have gone. Like you're not able to pick up like necessarily what order the things were described as with an 8. What order the things were destroyed in. But there is this sort of like nature of the nets itself don't look like they were the target necessarily. Like looking at it, there are holes in them. They're kind of destroyed, but very much you can see that there's like bites taken out of them, like clipped out of them, where it looks like it was whatever came through here was just sloppily eating off of all the nets. Like its goal was food and not necessarily to destroy the fishing equipment. Yeah. Coryne, what were you going to say just now?
I don't think this is how this works. Could water pulse work like sonar?
I would actually be interested in trying something like that out, especially because your Pokemon in particular, Wartortle, is known to have extremely sensitive ears. I would be willing to try something like that out. Yeah, let's do a roll, dude. Yeah. Okay. Let's do you and Myrtle together.
Okay.
You are going to roll me a. You're going to roll me a Pokemon handling check. And Myrtle is going to roll me a special attack roll, adding both your badges and your rank, and we're going to see if we can make this work.
Okay, 2d8.
That's weird and a cool use of an ability, and I like it.
Okay.
That's like some bullshit, and I'm a big fan of that.
Oh, okay. 9 plus 6 is 15? 15.
15? Okay.
17, 18, 19, 20,
you're not done.
21, 22, okay. 23.
Jeez. Oh, 23. Okay.
24, 25. Plus I have 2 in Pokemon.
Just keep counting. Keep counting.
Yeah, just keep counting. 25. Okay.
25.
Okay. 25. 25. Yeah. As you can see, Seth is sort of inspecting these nets, having let go of Bowie, and is like grabbing the nets and like looking at them, and like Seth will like pull out a piece of net to like see how big like the mouth bite is to like get an idea of what's going on. You see that Coryne and Myrtle have sort of drifted off from the rest of you, and Coryne, you're doing sort of like motions to show, you know, your Pokemon what she needs to do. And Myrtle kind of goes, what now? And it's a little bit garbled under the water. But you see her pull back and go. And it's just like a quick little like noise of sound. And you see like a little like swirling, almost like cloud of bubbles. Like you see like the donut shaped bubbles that go up and like grab a jellyfish or whatever. But it's outward sideways. And after a second, you hear of like an echo of it coming back. And Myrtle kind of listens. What I know. And like she's like listening, and she's never tried this before. She's still trying to kind of figure out what it means. So she and like lets out another one and is like listens. And that process is going to start right now. I'll get back to you in just a second.
Okay.
DJ, was there anything that you and Poblano were attempting to do during this time?
I think that DJ's just gonna try and help where she can.
Okay.
You said we're not quite at the bottom.
You guys are probably like only like 5 feet above the bottom. Like you can see like the muddy sort of down below. Do you want to go inspect below the nets and see if there's anything that maybe fell down there?
Yeah, I'd like to inspect like, are there half-eaten fish? Are there any like
roll me a
pieces
tracking
of
check,
equipment?
please.
Okay, so that's a 13 on the die plus 0 for tracking plus 4 badges, so 17.
17. Okay, 17. As you watch Seth sort of like looking at like all the nets and stuff, and he's like, he gives you this sort of like nugget of an idea of what you should look at. You sort of start looking below, and you can see like the thick quagmire of like sand and mud underneath of you. And you can do the thing of you just can stick your hands in it and start just sort of like rummaging around, see if you can find anything.
Disgusting.
You do find what feels like very hard and very thin very quickly, and you kind of like pull it out, and it's maybe like the size of like a larger leaf almost. That feels like a chipped off like piece of like maybe like what's the material like fingernails are made out of?
Oh, keratin?
Keratin.
Yeah, it's like keratin is what it feels like. Okay. Of like a large disc of keratin that's like brown with like little gold like a gold edging on the side. That's like not gold the metal, but gold the color.
Yeah.
And you note that where it chipped off, there's like a dark, like blackened section of it. Like burnt through either like fire or like acid or something like that, like has burnt a part of that scale. Yeah.
It's ginormous, you said? How big is it?
It's pretty decent. It's like the size of a large leaf. It looks like that might have come off the back of like a larger piece. Like I called it a scale because that's like kind of what it's shaped like, but it's not scale. It's like probably a piece of a brown turtle shell, some might say.
Oh.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Shit. Okay. I will bring it back up and show Seth and Coryne if she's not busy with what.
I'll get Coryne in a second, but you bring it up to Seth, and Seth, you are shown this thing, and it matches that description in your head. And because you now have an actual physical piece of it, and you've seen the measurement of its jaw bite and everything, I will give you one more attempt to type spec water education roll to see if you can figure out what Pokemon this is.
I hope I do good. Do I have advantage on it or no?
Because DJ helped you, absolutely. DJ, you're granting Seth an advantage here.
Woohoo!
Okay.
I'm now the water type export.
The water type.
Yes. Call me water type.
Okay, rolls.
I was gonna say, what is all of that?
That's good.
Hold on, I'm being Kenna and adding stuff.
You're right. Yeah. Yeah.
What was that?
We can expect to wait another
25.
half an hour to get that
25.
result.
Okay. That's a very good roll.
That's funny.
As you kind of look at that piece of shell, it sort of flashes in your mind something, and you look at the bite marks and you go to it, and then you remember. Funnily enough, you remember back in Seafoam, there was a moment where you were sitting on a couch with your sister. This was not something we role played or necessarily talked about, but you remember you said you spent time with your family during that time. And there's a scene at one point where you were sitting on the couch and you're sort of looking at your nibbling, looking at your sister, and your sister's looking at videos on her phone. And she leans over to shows you a video of somebody's like had hacked their Pokedex at one point, and it had a really squeaky voice. And you remember the description on the Pokedex. You remember hearing,
Trainer to my Pokemon. I don't know.
but that image of that Pokemon on that video, like is sticking with you, and you look at that piece of shell and like, yeah, that would match for like a Dreadnought, for like a larger version of that species, which is a Pokemon that is not native to around here at all.
Huh. Interesting. And so I'll point to the shell, and then I'll point to my head, being like, I know it now.
Okay, you get that across.
To try and communicate that.
Yeah.
And now knowing that, can I look at my Pokedex and see if I can search the Pokemon to figure out more details of its like actions and patterns? Now, getting visual distinctions, I'm like, it does this, so it might be more inclined to do these type of actions and stuff, to figure out what it could potentially be doing here aside from feeding.
Okay. So as Seth sort of like recognizes the thing, you see him pull out the Pokedex, and the two of you can look down at the Pokedex. As the two of you,
because
Bowie starts like pulling it up, but it's like showing the screen to you guys. Yeah. But it starts talking about like Dreadnought, you know, the bite Pokemon. It talks about how there's a highly aggressive Pokemon with like jagged teeth that can like crush boulders in a single bite, has a very violent disposition. But that's not tracking with you, Seth, because remember, you're looking at these nets. It wasn't trying to destroy, it was just eating, right? So this Pokemon is already acting off of its pattern. And then DJ, you're looking and you know that like its natural sort of environment is like shoreline, like beaches. So like when Pokemon stick their head into things, it can like bite them. You're in fucking deep ocean right now. That doesn't make sense for this Pokemon. And is at this point, as Myrtle has been doing a sort of cycle of boop, boop, and you can occasionally hear it. You hear, what do I? And she points off in the direction farther down the shoreline past where Dude's house is.
Interesting. So it's like past where the bridges, where his house goes.
Yeah, so it's like further. Town, bridge, house, more bridge. It's in the more bridge area.
Okay, so we could probably go back up, or is she still pointing underwater?
She's still underwater.
She's pointing flat. Across.
Flat, straight, away. Yeah.
Okay.
If you guys want to go up and discuss some of this or talk about it,
we'll maybe get up with Dude or up. Yeah, if we get 3 ups, we'll go.
You guys can all point up.
Yeah.
You all get to the surface. And pull the respirators out, and you're floating. You're like having water there. What's that? Treading water. I wrote that the other day in a freaking script, and I don't know why I didn't remember that. Anyway, you guys get to the top and are treading water.
Okay, so I think it's Dreadnought from this thing that DJ found, but it's not acting like a Dreadnought does. So, Dude, are you still here?
You hear, oh, I just got the bell ready for you. See, like going past you, there's a little like lead weight, and he's standing there at the edge of the thing. He's like, I got that ready so you can pull on that.
It's fine.
Okay.
Think it's a Dreadnought. I'm gonna put the little shell piece on the porch. And say,
I've not heard about one of those before.
It doesn't seem to be from this region, and we think it might be further down. But
wait, you said Dreadnought?
Yes, the bite Pokemon. I don't know.
There was no. They put out, the Rangers put out every like couple months. They put out like a notice to like locals of like Pokemon that aren't from their area that are on the routes. And give me a second. Here, come inside, kids. And he gets up and he sort of like pops up and. No, he's gonna have you stand outside. He's got a flashlight where he starts pulling out like a paper notice. And he goes, "Yeah, right here. This was marked a few weeks ago. North of here on Route 10, there was a Dreadnought living up the river. It looks like it's down here now for some reason."
Okay, was that just announced?
No, that was announced like several weeks ago. So it's interesting that it's down here on Route 14. Something must have chased it off from up there. Ooh, that shell does not look good. He looks at like the piece of shell that you like put on the thing, and he like picks it up and like holds a flashlight up to it, and you can see that the keratin is like mostly transparent when a light is held to it, even though it's got that brown color. And you can see that like a portion of it has just been like melted from something hitting it hard.
Fucking.
And what route was it from? That it was
Route 10.
Okay.
Which is north of Lavender Town.
I'll bet you anything it was Perry. How long has Perry been here?
I don't know. Actually, roll me. Well, not about the parry thing. I don't know about your assumption though, Coryne. Go ahead and roll me a Pokemon lore check, or a natural medicine check. Your choice, actually.
Nah, Pokelore's better.
Okay.
Can you describe again while that roll's happening what it had looked like?
So the keratin is a chip off of the back of the shell is what it looks like.
Yeah.
But it looks like the reason it chipped off is because something had already melted a large section of the shell, and that was like blackened and sort of wavy. But what was that roll, Coryne?
12.
As Coryne looks at it, she's able to point out that that's not, it's melted from heat, but not necessarily from fire or acid.
Shock?
Something with a large amount of electricity melted the fuck out of the top of this out of the top of this Pokemon.
Because you said Route 10 is where the power plant is, right?
That's correct.
Okay. Cool.
So not Perry.
So
Maybe. Perry could have an electric type. You've never seen a sixth Pokemon.
Dude, have you heard much activity from the power plant?
How do you kids even know about the power plant? Well, I mean, it's like an old fogey kind of thing. That thing's been abandoned for like 40 years. No, I don't hear much about it ever since the lander out there kind of tunneled over. Now the only way to get there is by taking a boat up the river or going through Rocky Tunnel.
Oh, you can get there through Rocky Tunnel.
Yeah, there's a exit cave.
Of course
Got
there
it.
is.
Got it. Okay. So, okay, I think we figured out what it is. It's a dreadnought, and it's currently displaced. So we can go find the dreadnought if you want to catch it.
If it's displaced, I can call the Rangers. As long as I know it's a displaced Pokemon, I'll get some other people to take care of it. You guys have more than fulfilled your part of the bargain.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, this just looks like not good. So I don't know if it's in the best condition.
Very not good.
That's why if that's the condition it's in, I want to call some professionals. I know that you're all accomplished trainers from what you said, but I'd like to call some professionals to take care of our
yeah, no,
Pokemon.
I wouldn't go back down there to fight a dreadnought. That would be
Yeah.
very dumb to do.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I'll get on the horn with the Rangers tonight and make sure they're out here by tomorrow. When I thought it was just something eating my nets, it wasn't urgent. You know what I mean?
Makes sense.
All right. Well, thank you, kids, for coming out here. At least I can get you maybe some hot cocoa or something before you go.
I would love
That
That would
would
be good.
be
Coryne, could you
perfect.
pull out Smolder maybe?
Yeah. I'll go ahead and I'll pull out Smolder and have him sit on the pier.
Okay. You guys pull out Smolder.
Snuggle up close to him.
And immediately the air starts to kind of get hot. It starts to like your wetsuit start to like steam, and now it's like you don't want to take off the wetsuit because the water in it's hot now. So it's like let's keep that on sort of thing. And a few seconds later, he brings out hot chocolate, but he kind of like leaves you guys to your own devices as he like goes back in and starts getting on the radio. You are left to talk amongst yourself if you would like. Also, Coryne has a hand up.
Can I snag him before he goes back in?
Sure, 100%.
Hey,
What's
dude,
up?
Well, does anybody, I mean, I know you guys, like, it's abandoned, the power plant's abandoned. Does anybody go, like, check on it for, like, just routine check-ins, or is there a reason why?
There are some very aggressive, very powerful electric types that live up there, and I am a water type master. But no, as far as I'm aware, the Rangers try and stick kind of away from it. Between the electric types surrounding the power plant, and then the dragon types on top of Rocky Tunnel, and the very strong rock types inside of Rocky Tunnel. Overall, it's just not recommended as a travel location unless you're a trainer actively going there to train. Regular patrols are kind of, they stir up more trouble than they cause. Or than they prevent. That's the word I'm looking for. Yeah, they stir up more, they cause more trouble than they prevent.
Okay,
Yeah.
thanks.
If there was some sort of emergency up there, though, we'd send somebody, but as far as I'm aware, there's not.
That's fair.
Okay.
Yeah, honestly, in this part of the world, if a Pokemon is powerful and not mad at humans, you don't really want to send humans to go mess up their day. Well,
Yeah.
anyway, I gotta get on the radio, but thank you, kids, for doing what you're doing. And he kind of pops back in.
Seth's going to start peeling out of the wetsuit, and he's going to bring out Anchor,
Yeah. Oh, dude, dry immediately.
get dry.
It's like that thing where he puts like the one vine on like your like leg, and suddenly you're dry, and it's just sort of like a comforting like pat 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 motion.
Thanks, buddy. Anybody else?
Oh, he likes this way more actually too because it's salt water.
Salty.
Like I should have mentioned that this morning. Yeah, he likes the ocean water.
Oh,
Dude,
yeah.
even after he dries all of you guys, like 5 of his vines into the ocean.
Feel free,
It sounds like a
if you want to
giant
just, like,
straw.
go to the bottom of the little thing and just kind of sit there and just suck up some salt water. So it seems like we may need to go to the
We're going to the power plant.
Okay. So
Hold on. Hold the gosh dilly darn phone. If we're going to the no, you can put your phone away, Coryne.
Oh.
You can hang up. No, you don't.
Poppy sneezes 200 miles away.
If we go to the power plant, are we assuming we're gonna find Zapdos there? Because I don't know about y'all.
No.
What
That-
are we assuming we're finding?
Whatever hurt the dreadnought.
Right, but didn't we just read all them books?
It absolutely could be a Zapdos.
Yeah, I feel like it's not storming, and it said it would be storming if it was like we would know if it was.
Well, it might be roosting.
Yeah. It's not going to
Okay.
storm if it's roosting, but it will hang out near the lightning.
Okay.
I'm just saying, I don't know that going there ourselves is in our best interest. When y'all are watertight heavy.
Professor.
I think we should go check it out for sure, but I don't think that necessarily means we're going to fight anything. I don't think I agree with DJ. I don't think that's necessarily wise. Even if we just find out Zapdos is there and then we tell the rangers that, hey, Zapdos is there and you might want to like
Or
keep
the
an eye and
league.
protect it. Yeah. I think that would be fine. Also, I don't know if it's just me and like the Gavinism's coming out because I miss him, but I'm a little sus of the people that want to go into Rocky Tunnel. Is that just me? Am I being too much?
I mean, they're definitely not helpful, as we saw.
Yeah,
They're
they're
not
for sure not helpful.
And like, what is Perry doing?
Or were they
Is
respecting
Perry
the
planning on
1v1?
going over there?
I think Perry's just doing whatever Perry wants to do. I don't think anyone's stopping or influencing what Perry's doing. I could call Perry to see if they might want to help us, because they are very capable as a trainer. And it's not necessarily that we're going to go fight something, but if we were to fight something, I would be okay with Perry being on our team to protect us.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
Because would they get third place, second place, third place,
Third?
podium
Third?
in the tournament, Professor?
I don't quite
Aaron,
remember.
pay attention. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
The parry, I would have to look it up. If that is important, I will look it up. But
All
if
good.
not,
it was just a
no.
flowing conversation, but it can.
Yeah,
stay.
sorry. I was making sure that like I was giving you all the options that you guys could possibly have.
Sure.
Let me.
It's fine. It's not relevant anymore.
Okay.
It was more of a just a they're strong. So, so we could give them a call in the morning and see where we go.
I don't want to go up against Zapdos. Jesus, that would be so scary. But
I
do
trust
wanna
Perry
check in.
more than I trust the people in the rooms next to us, since they didn't help us. And I'm sure if Perry was there, Perry would probably help us, right? Maybe.
No.
No.
But they'd help me, I think. I hope. Hey, Perry. Tomorrow we're thinking about heading towards the Rocky Tunnel. Maybe more places too. I know you're finishing training. Want to join? ? Bowie sends.
I'll let you know when you get an answer on that. However, your phone is not the one that goes bing, bing. It is DJ's.
Oh.
Was it not DJ who texted one of your other friends telling them to
it
come
was DJ.
to Lavender Town? Yeah, DJ. Your
They
phone.
sure did!
Oh!
Yes! Is he here? What does it say?
You look down at your phone and a text from Tanner. Is there any emojis with Tanner's name on the contact? Are there any emojis there?
Hat.
Probably cowboy hat or a cowboy boot or something, but
okay.
nothing like nothing.
I didn't know
nuts.
if you were one of the people who put like 8 hearts next to people's names or whatever. Tanner just sends, just landed in Cerulean, will be there tomorrow morning. Please don't go to the tower without me. I'm so excited.
Oops. In his defense,
In his defense, I told him we were going today.
in our defense, it's also like midnight 20 or something like that.
Yeah.
Like it's late, and he's sending that now.
Yeah.
That's on him.
Yeah, that's
on
his
him.
fault. I also
Tanner's a
told
goth
him.
cowboy. He doesn't get up with the sun. He gets up at noon.
I also
Y'all
told
turn.
him that we were going today because we were getting
That's
an
true, that's true,
exclusive tour.
It's true.
It's fine. Whatever he was doing, he was doing.
We should
I'm
definitely
just
get some
gonna
rest
I'm
for
gonna
that.
do the thing because DJ absolutely has her red receipts on. She's gonna do the thing where she presses and holds on the message so she can read it without like marking it
without
red.
having it open. Yeah.
And she's gonna go, oh, darn. Tanner's gonna be here tomorrow. He wants us to wait to go to the Pokemon Tower till he gets here. Y'all cool with that?
Yeah.
It's a joke. I'm joking.
Okay.
We already went.
Okay, great. Okay.
Gosh dang, that Spiritomb didn't knock me out that hard.
Well, it did me. My brain moved right now.
Especially because you went to the tower after you did the spirit too.
Yeah, I
It can
know.
still cause damage.
Okay. Do you guys
Retention.
want time between sessions to think about your plan, or do you want to come up with a plan right now?
Thinking about it between sessions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then what we'll say is you are all enjoying the presence of a very warm Vulpix, warming all of you as you are now dry thanks to a very, very nice Lily. And you are enjoying a pretty decent cup of hot cocoa where the marshmallows are just a little stale, but it's still pretty good.
That's all right.
And that is where we're going to end today's episode of Unbeatable as you all are thinking about what your next steps are. Thank you guys so much for joining us, and we will see you guys next time. Bye!
Thank you for watching this episode of Unbeatable, which was brought to you by you, our patrons, which if you're not a patron, I recommend getting over there because we have an exclusive, super secret Discord. It's not secret. You just have to pay for the Discord and you'll get access to it, where we answer questions that are in our Q&A videos every single month. If you don't, I mean, that's cool too, I guess. Stay unbeatable.
Today's episode of Unbeatable is brought to you by you guys over on our Patreon. Specifically, thank you so much, Jillybean, at our champion tier patron. We really appreciate you so much, and we could not do this show without you. Thank you.
I am unbeatable. I'll train until I meet my goal. If stakes are high, no, I won't fold because I am unbeatable. Earning every badge, whatever it takes. I'm gonna be the best trainer. You just wait, and I know the road ahead looks like it won't be easy. I am unbeatable. Standing by my side, got my friends with me to explore a whole world of possibilities. But no matter what the challenge is, we can overcome it together. Because we are unbeatable, we'll train until we meet our goal. If stakes are high, no, we won't fold because we are unbeatable. We are unbeatable, we'll train until we meet our goal. If stakes are high, no, we won't fold because we are unbeatable.